Today, we'll be completing the hard task of raking 1 million leaves with this rake. We only have 2 hours to complete this project. If we don't, then we have to face Litternator. The Litternator was designed to make our jobs a whole lot harder and take away the natural beauty from our beautiful land. And the Glam Fam would not let that stop us. We're gonna go in, try our best to get the job done in 2 hours. It's gonna be very, very difficult. You're gonna wanna make sure to stay along and wanna watch so we can go ahead and get this job done with this mini rake. Hello everyone, so we just made it here to Project 21 where we have a lot of work to do. We're gonna have to clean up all of these leaves with this mini rake. The biggest problem is that we have 2 hours to pick up 1 million leaves. If not, we have to face the Litternator. That's gonna decide our next fate on our very next project. So make sure to stay tuned, because if we finish this in under 2 hours, I'll be very happy. So let's go.
To start off this thrilling project, we began picking up the trash because we did not want the trash to interfere with the raking. This took a decent while because there was quite a bit down, and we have to sift through all of these leaves so we can make sure the trash was all picked up. To help us out, please people, stop throwing your trash on the ground.
So we got all the trash picked up. Now it's time to go through with the mini rake and pick up all of these leaves.
Our first action plan was to go through and rake mini piles so then we can pick them up later. This proved to be a very, very hard challenge due to the fact that this rake was so small and the leaves were seeming to be endless. Eventually, fatigue began to set in and we had to take a few breaks. As we continued to rake, and rake some more.
Now we're about to go through and pick up all of these piles so then this yard can look glamorous once again.
As we continued to pick up the leaves and deliver them back to the truck, this process took up a lot of time, and I was definitely afraid of having to face the Litternator.
This is just too many leaves, like too many.
The Litternator knew that this challenge was almost impossible. Going through and picking up 1 million leaves with a mini rake, 10 out of 10 would not suggest to do. After raking and picking up leaves after an hour and a half, we had to come to the realization that this project was not going to get done in 2 hours. To make sure this abandoned property could look glamorous once again, we got out the blower, making sure all of the leaves were pushed back in the yard so they can be prepared to be mulched.
We got the blowing done, so now we're about to go through with the mower and mulch up everything up so everything can look nice and glamorous.
Even with the bigger mower, it was so many leaves that it still took us a while to get this part done. We have to roll over these leaves numerous of times so they can get nice and mulched up. After about 45 minutes of mowing, we were finally able to get all of the leaves crispy clean. Next,
you already know what I gotta say. If the edges ain't right, then the yard ain't tight. Let's go.
going through with the trimmer is always one of our favorite parts. Considering these abandoned properties have not been trimmed for some time, you can definitely tell a difference in the final result.
Got done with the trimmer, now it's time to head on to the blowing.
This is by far the most leaves that we have ever mulched up. We were happy to make it to this step because, as you know, a job isn't done until it's all blown off.
So we went through, tried to get the job done with one mini rake versus a million leaves. But unfortunately, could not finish in 2 hours. But at the end of the day, we still made sure that this property looked glamorous. We took our time, went through, make sure all of the edges were crispy clean, all of the grass looked nice, level, and everything was blown off all at the end. Now let's go ahead and face our arch nemesis, the Litternator. So unfortunately, we did not finish up the project in time. Hey, it took a lot for us to go through, rake up the leaves, but luckily we still got the job done. Unfortunately, we do have to go through and spin the liminator. Let's see what we got. Ah, dang it. The liminator wants me to cut a yard with one arm in under 2 hours. Make sure to tune in to the next episode because you're going to want to see this job get done. Peace and love.